going on, Bulls fans? Welcome into the Bulls Report. I'm your host, Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, it's not going to be a fun one if you're an optimistic Bulls fan and you just kind of have some blinders on for this franchise, because coming up on today's show, we're going to discuss the report that came out from Joe Cali regarding the Cleveland Cavaliers game last night, where apparently the Bulls held starters out that reportedly wanted to play. I got a lot to say about this, but before we dive into it, first off, we are actually starting a race to 100 subscribers battle with our Heat Report channel here. So if you guys could go down there, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep you guys posted on everything you need to know, even crazy stories like this that really, grind my gears here. So I'll explain my thoughts here in a second. But before we do so, hit that subscribe button, lock us in, and help us beat the Heat Report into a race to 100 subscribers. So yesterday versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Bulls held multiple starters out. Coby White do the rest. They said Josh Giddey, Nikola Vucevic were dealing with some minor injuries. You also had guys like Kevin Huerter not play. And the Bulls, in total had 7 guys out and left the rotation very, very thin with, guys like E.J. Liddell getting in, like Dalen Terry getting big minutes, like Javon Carter starting, and he played terrible, and he hasn't played all year. But if that is true, if White, Giddey, and Vucevic wanted to play and the Bulls held them out last night, that is an absolute joke. I want to first share with you guys what Billy Donovan had to say, then I'll give you guys my thoughts. So when asked about this, Billy Donovan said this: listen, every time these guys step across the line, they're always putting themselves in harm's way. Anything can happen. With some of the things they've done load-wise, there was just a concern with what's coming down the road. What is coming down the road, Billy? There are 4 games left in the season. What else are you looking for, towards down the line? Are you really that concerned with somebody rolling an ankle because you have a back-to-back and you play the Miami Heat tonight? That makes no sense. They are professional athletes. These guys get paid millions of dollars per week to play the game of basketball. I mean, some of these guys making $40, $50 million. Even a guy like Coby White making $12 million. Vooch is making $20 million. These guys are professional athletes. They get paid to play the game of basketball. And what I don't understand is if you are a competitor and you really want to go out there and win every single game, how could you possibly just decide, there's 4 games left. We got this back-to-back. We're going to hold our guys out because, hey, we're locked into the play-in tournament already. We already accomplished what our goal was before the season of making the play-in, which seems like the Bulls front office and the Bulls coaching staff, that's really all they care about. But you still had a chance to land the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. So that's why everything is backwards with this team, because pick a lane. Are we tanking? Are we trying to compete? Because everything you tell the fan base is we're going to go compete out there every single night. And we're going to put the best product out there that we can, and we're going to go try to win games. But then against the Cavs team, yes, I'm not saying if White, Vucevic, and Giddey all play, the Bulls go and win that game. But they actually showed some fight last night. And if you have those 3 in the lineup with the Cavs team without Donovan Mitchell, you're still probably 6-7 point underdogs in that game, but you're not 15.5 point underdogs like you were last night. I just can't understand from a competitive standpoint, if you really want to go win every single game, that because you have a back-to-back on the last week of the season when you're competing for playoff positioning, that you would rest your 3 best players. It is a joke. You tell this fan base, we're going to go all in. We're going to try to win games. And I started to buy into it. I started telling myself, you know what? This Bulls team's showing a lot of fight. Clearly, this coaching staff is having these guys locked in to go compete every single game, every single outing. But then in a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, which could have been a great litmus test also for this group. They've been playing great basketball as of late, but you're going to hold these guys out. And you know what this is? It starts from the top. I promise you, and I have no reporting, no indication, it's just my gut feeling on this. This was a call from the top. This was Jerry Reinsdorf. All he cares about is getting that home play-in game. So that game against the Cavaliers, does it matter? No. Because if you go beat the Heat tonight, you will have a home play-in game. Because the last 2 games, Bulls playing the Wizards and the 76ers, they're going to win both those. But why not try to win all 4? Why not try, if you are going to compete, and try to go on a mini playoff run this season and get these guys playoff experience, why not go have a great test against the Cleveland Cavaliers? But Jerry called down. He said, guys, I don't want to risk losing that Miami Heat game because that means they could jump us, and then that first play-in game's in Miami. He wants the ticket sales. He wants that extra home game because that's all he cares about. He cares about still putting butts in seats, whether that, will sacrifice the Bulls' main goal, and that should be to win a championship. Just all comes down, and it starts at the top, man, and that's why it gets me this. They need to fire this entire front office and coaching staff. I understand Billy Donovan has done an all right job in terms of player development with guys like Coby White. And listen, this team still competes every single night. But the front office is terrible. It is a joke. And you know what's funny? Billy Donovan is the 5th longest tenured head coach in the National Basketball Association. Arturas Karnisovas, the Bulls front office, 15th. They have overstayed their welcome here in Chicago. And we just saw Mike Malone and the Denver Nuggets GM get fired. They won a championship 2 years ago. I can't even dream about the Bulls winning a championship because it seems so far away and not even a realistic possibility. So please, all I ask of Bulls fans, hold your team to a higher standard. This is the Chicago Bulls. This is not the Charlotte Hornets. This is not the Washington Wizards. This is Chicago. Chicago hoops deserves better than this, and you fans deserve better than this. Honestly, I wanted to get up here and put a graphic up saying that, hey, if the Bulls do get a home play-in game, nobody should go. But you still should go out there and support the players because they play their ass off every night. And honestly, the guys last night, even though they were shorthanded, I thought they battled their tails off. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But what say you on this one? Maybe I'm overreacting to the situation, but it just grinds my gears. You had a chance to go have a good test against a really, really damn good Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team last night, and you decided to wave the white flag. How do you feel about this situation? You guys let me know your thoughts down below. Now we'll talk about that Bulls-Cavs game last night and give some love to the players because I actually thought they played their tails off last night, even in a defeating loss. But before we do so, I've got to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. Now, if you guys download the PrizePicks app today and use that promo code CLNS, you guys will get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the PrizePicks app today. Plug in promo code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, what is PrizePicks? PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Now, if you guys are trying to put your baseball knowledge to the test, PrizePicks is a great way to do so with the Cubs and White Sox seasons getting underway. If you guys want to put your baseball knowledge to the test, just create a lineup, choose more or less on some player stat projections, and you guys can put some cash in your back pocket, or even for the Bulls, taking on the Miami Heat tonight. If you guys want to create a PrizePicks lineup for that, trust me, you won't regret it. So download the PrizePicks app today. Plug in promo code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the PrizePicks app today. Plug in that promo code CLNS, and you guys will get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to PrizePicks, though, for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, run your game. All right, I do want to show some love to the players because I thought they really battled last night, even though the scoreboard doesn't really reflect it. But that 21-2 run they had in the third quarter was pretty awesome considering you were shorthanded. You were playing a bunch of guys that don't normally get rotational minutes. And I think it starts with the 2 wings. First off, Modest Buzelis. Didn't shoot the ball well from beyond the arc yesterday. Had some turnovers as well. I believe he ended up with 3, but I thought he looked pretty solid, man. I love the aggression, too. Like, he's stepping into these jump shots with such confidence, like coming off pin downs. Even if he's got a guy right up on him, he's still using his 6'10 frame to shoot over the top and also just getting to the rim, being a great cutter. He plays the game the right way, and I loved his playmaking ability last night. Honestly, he should have ended up with probably 8, 9, 10 assists. It was just guys missing wide open shots. But the 19, 5, and 5 performance is not going to blow you away in the box score, but he feels like a legit NBA potential star, and I just can't wait to see what he develops into. Like, could he be like who we saw last night, Evan Mobley? Could he be that type of player? I think he's got that type of potential, but nothing but love for Modest. He battles every single play, every single game, and I got to show him some love there. But also, I will show love to Patrick Williams. This guy had a chance last night, had to step up, had to take more shots, had to be more involved in the offense, and he did just that. Very impressive what he did from beyond the arc. 5 of 6. I think he hit his first 5 threes in the game. Did have some turnovers, and especially early on. I wish he would have brought it a little more defensively, but I actually thought he fought. It wasn't really passive P that we call him, or Peppermint P, whatever your nickname you want to use for Patrick Williams. But I thought he was aggressive. I thought he played well, especially getting to that dribble pull-up, getting to the rim. I mean, he's got great handle, great athleticism, and he honestly showed me something last night. And I would love for him, like, if you go get a true rim-protecting, lob threat center, and you have Patrick Williams, Vucevic on the wings with Coby White and Giddey, that's a big lineup. You should be able to guard at a better level than the Bulls have this season. So Patrick Williams, nothing but love for your game last night. Again, with this Bulls team, it is nothing against the players. It's on the front office. It's on the coaching staff is why I get so frustrated with this team. But the players, I got nothing but love for them. Maybe not this guy. Javon Carter he was just bad yesterday. And I don't want to get up on here and rip him. I just don't think he's an NBA player at this point. Doesn't really guard too well. I mean, Darius Garland had this nasty move. Carter was picking him up full court, just turned him around. He just walked right up into a three. He wasn't really playing too aggressive on defense, and he just can't shoot, man. 2 of 9 from downtown, and he is hunting his shot whenever he can. Like, if he is open for a half a second, that thing is going up, trying to find a step back, side step three. He's just not cut out to be an NBA player anymore, which is disappointing because I was wrong about this. When the Bulls signed him 2 off seasons ago, I was like, that's a great guard to have come off the bench, give you some fight, give you some good 94 feet mentality on the defensive side of the floor, but he just hasn't really lived up to it. But I actually will give some love to Dalen Terry. I don't know what it is about this guy. His motor's incredibly high. He just plays his ass off every single game, every single play, very similar to the Vucevic. Like, even though he may not be the most naturally skilled offensive player in the league, I would rather play a guy like Dalen Terry over, a guy who's gonna go out there and just give you half-ass effort. Terry will not do that. He wears that Bulls uniform with some pride, so I'll always respect that. So shout out to Dalen Terry. But I also want to give a shout out to a guy in the Cavs. Darius Garland's game over the last 2 years and the development he has had has been special. Last night, I mean, his ability just to find his open jump shot as a 6'1" guard is truly special. Using the snake dribble, creating a separation any way he can, or just pretty much just keeping the defense on their heels at all times. Like, he is such a threat to beat you off the dribble. It almost felt like the Bulls yesterday were kind of playing almost too much on their heels, and that's why I was able to knock down 6 3-pointers. But, I will say, even though the scoreboard, you lost by 22, I still respected the fight out of this ball club yesterday. But, hey, if you guys made it to the end, hit me with a C-Red down below in the comments section. Disappointing about this report, but it's nothing about the players, man. It's all about the front office. It's about the head coach. It's about the GM. But if you guys made it to the end, give me a C-Red down below. Also, hit me up on Twitter. @PatSeeps is the Twitter handle. Give me a follow over there. I'll give you guys a follow right on back. See you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.